And today, what I would like to talk about would be the topic that a lot of people come to me and talk about, which is how they feel that their music is not theirs. So there's two kind of view on that. First off is there's people that start making music and they listen to sounds and they use loops and they use samples and they feel that the music is not really theirs and they almost feel like they're cheating, or they feel that what they have in mind is not totally the music that they are hearing when they start working. And that's because mainly they have expectations. They have expectation of a certain sounds, they want to do certain genre, and also they fantasize about music once they're not in the studio. But once you're in the studio, you're not in the same environment as in your car or in the party or at home. And so the feeling is different. And once you sit in front of your computer and start making music, you might be in a total different mood. And so you start making a house track, and eventually it becomes something completely different, your moment. And sometimes what happens is you make music depending on how that moment evolves. And if you're in the studio and you're feeling completely relaxed, then it's going to be hard to make a techno track, maybe. So maybe one tip you can do is to name your track before starting working on it. You name it techno or tech house or whatever it is, so that when you start working on that track, you keep in mind that your intention is to make it in a specific way. But you can also stay really open to whatever happens and decide that your track can be something else, and that you start as an ambient track and then eventually start going into techno, and why not? So to leave that open door is also very important to get to a creative result that you didn't expect at first. So I always recommend people to be really open to have different versions of the same song. So why not having three different versions of your track? You can have a techno version, a house version, a completely ambient version of your track. And it doesn't need to be released. You can do it for yourself, for friends, and you can pass it along to some DJs. Some people can play in a podcast, so why not? The most important thing is that you remain open to create music that doesn't sound like you. I find that the best ideas are the ones that sound completely wrong and weird and raw and bold. Those are the ideas that you want to build a track on, because those are the ideas that you strive for. If you're only looking to make generic music and use pre-made loops, that's something that is totally fine, because there's needs for that. There's people that need music for their website, commercials. But if you're looking to create something artistic and to do something that will be timeless and original, then you need to have something completely weird and alien to start with. It doesn't mean that this track will be like that. So you can start with something really alien, and then after that, in the mixdown process, in the production process, you will use EQs, reverb, filters, and eventually you'll make that weird idea into something that is a bit more interesting. So that's the talk for this blog post, and I hope this is useful for anyone that is struggling with that.